The primaries of the ruling All Progressives Congress have started across the country. The governorship primaries, which kicked off on Thursday, deepened the crisis in the party's state chapters as some factions held parallel congresses, while others boycotted the polls entirely. In Lagos, the governorship primary commenced with an accreditation exercise at the Lagos Stadium, where the Electoral Committee cleared only Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to participate, while opposing factions in Akwa Ibom State held parallel primaries. Aggrieved aspirants and party chieftains boycotted the shadow elections in Rivers State and Sokoto and Delta. Well, joining us on the show this morning as we discuss the APC primaries is Senator Adeseye Ogunlewe, Nigeria's former Minister of Works. Welcome to the morning show. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Rufai.
Morning, sir.
Thank you, Ruben, and thank you, Oji.
Thank you for joining us, sir. Well, very quickly, the governorship primaries of the APC. What's your take? What are your observations? Parallel factions, parallel primaries in many parts of the country. In Delta, aspirants had to withdraw. In Sokoto, aspirants had to withdraw. In Ogun State, protests by at least two of the aspirants, with Governor Abiodun winning at the end of the day. In Lagos, Mustafa and Oluwo threatening to go to court over the fact that it was Governor Sanwo-Olu that was returned unopposed. What's your take in all of this? Because we were saying earlier on that it looks like there's so much Godfather influence and also the governors imposing their will on the people.
No, there's a procedure. There's always a panel sent from the national headquarters of the party to supervise and conduct primaries. And they are eminent personalities. So it is where they, conduct and write report that will be acceptable to the National Working Committee of the party. So there is no need for parallel. If you do a parallel one, primary, and INEC is not there, the returning officer from Abuja is not there, they are just wasting your time. The one that will be acceptable by the party is the one conducted by the representative sent to conduct that kind of primary. In case of Lagos State, it was clear, and it is not the responsibility of Governor Sanwo-Olu to determine who is going to contest as an aspirant. That has been sorted out in Abuja during the screening. I was there throughout. The only thing I noticed is that Mustafa and Oluwo, they are too inexperienced. After the screening, you must obtain a certificate of clearance from the screening committee that will enable you participate in the primary. But if you don't have any certificate of clearance, and the returning officers from Abuja, at the beginning of the exercise, indicated that you have been disqualified. It was not someone who conducted the primary. He was also an observer. He was just sitting down there. He didn't participate. He didn't even vote. So it has nothing to do with the delegates who voted or who they voted for. It was voluntary. And the two aspirants should learn that when you go for a screening exercise, you must obtain a certificate of clearance from them. If not, it is on your peril. Anything that happens thereafter.
All right. So I wanted to just touch on the screening of the presidential aspirants. Many analysts are saying that the APC may be stalling its screening, perhaps because of a zoning issue. Are you envisaging a situation where the PDP will throw up a northern candidate? And if that's the case, will the APC still go with a southern candidate?
Well, it is just theory to say that there should be zoning. You cannot exclude anybody from participating, even if you zone. And a person believes that he can convince the delegate to vote for him. He will go there and vote. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria where a particular person will just say, you are the only one, or this zone is the only zone that can produce, an aspirant. Anybody is free to participate. You can collectively defeat the person. That's all you can do. You can never prevent him from participating. It's not possible. So my take is let everybody go to the field, canvass. The problem of people who are not, politicians, they don't take politics serious, that it is a business. They just, 6 months to an election, to a primary, you just go and obtain form, you are contesting. How much have you invested into the structure of the party? It is the person who owns the structure, who has funded the structure for long, that will prevail, no matter how much you go on the television to talk. You can never win. Because you must invest in the structure. You must know when the wards are being established, the ESCO, the chairman of the party at the local government level, at the state level. You must know them. You must participate in their installation. If you don't do so, how would they even know you? They will know you on the television. So that is the problem of people who just stumble into politics and they believe it is a simple matter. It is not. It's a huge investment that will take years to build. And if you don't invest, you can never reap.
Okay, two things. Number one, you've said they ought to have gotten a certificate of clearance of some sort before they participated in the primaries. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, sir?
You can raise your voice, please.
Good. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, better now.
So you said both of them, I'm talking about Oluwa and Mustafa, ought to get a certificate of some sort of a clearance before they participated in the primaries. Now that they didn't get it, does it automatically nullify whatever appeal they're going to have within the party structure? And secondly, where we envisage we will be a couple of months ago, what would you say are the chances of Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
It is even a lot easier for him now to get to get victory on Sunday and Saturday, and Monday. Why? The National Assembly, in a panic mood, now went to pass an amendment to indicate statutory, inclusion of statutory delegates, which was not necessary at all. If you check the 2010 Electoral Act, Section 86(7) is similar in paramateria with Section 84(8) of the 2022. So there was no need for them to panic. This clause has been existing there, but they make things easier now, where we have smaller number of delegates to contend with. And who is going to control those delegates? The governors. So it is left for all these other overnight, so to speak, aspirants who doesn't even know how a governor got there in the first instance, how the structure of the party was, established. And then you now go to the field to say you want to contest. How? Bola Tinubu has invested so much in the structure of APC that for anybody to dislodge him, you have to work for another 5 years. It's not an easy task at all. It's just like an article in PDP. How is it possible for you to defeat him? It's so difficult because he's an investor in politics and he has invested enough. And politicians, they repay investors because when they are in difficulties, the investor must have put in a lot of money to make sure that they participated in winning the election as governors, as National Assembly members, as House of Assembly members, as councillors, as chairman of council. If you didn't invest in them, how do you now believe that they will ever listen to you? So it is a difficult assignment. If you are interested at least to be a president, it's a 10-year program. 10 years of investment, thorough investment in the structure of the party you belong to, so that members of the party will know you and believe in you and vote for you. If not, overnight campaign will never do any good. You will just fail.
Well, these are interesting times, and anything can happen. Particularly as it appears that there are so many aspirants going to that presidential primaries of the APC on Sunday and Monday. And so the delegates that are even coming from the Southwest, they will be shared. So I don't think we can speak definitely and say, oh, this particular person, because of his investment, will win. In any case, what do you think would happen if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not get the ticket of the APC? Will he leave the party, as is being speculated in some of the newspapers today, that he has a backup plan to go to the Social Democratic Party? Would that happen? And if that were to happen, will you go with him? Are we likely to see the kind of situation we're now seeing in Anambra State?
I don't think he can ever lose. Believe me.
No, you can't be too sure, sir. You can't be too sure.
He's a strategist. No, he's not going to lose. You look at it. Even if you talk about the Southwest, right? Lagos is 100%. Osun is 100%. Ondo is 100%. Oyo will share. Ogun will share. So where is the deficiency? The man doesn't sleep. He's a strategist. He calculates everything to the last dot. And that is the hallmark of a good politician. You cannot underrate him in whatever form. You have to be at par with him to be able to dribble him. If not, you have lost even before you leave home. You have to sit down and plan well to defeat him. It's not easy at all. He's a master strategist. You'll be surprised what is going to happen. He will beat everybody hands down. He has nobody to compare to him in APC now. No. Who have invested? You see, a governor 4 years ago, 2019, somebody has invested in your installation or winning the governorship of your state. He has given you a lot of resources to do so. When he now needs you, what are you going to do? You reciprocate. But somebody who has not even invested 1 naira in the installation of a governor will now go to that governor, give me delegates. They will just collect your money and teach you a little bit of political sense before you go home.
This investment that you are talking about, sir, so confidently, is it about financial inducement of delegates? Is it about Asiwaju Tinubu having
investment,
a stronger war chest than others? Because that is part of the calculation, I guess.
No, you can have money without investing in politics. You can invest in business. You can have industry. You can have a bank. But if you want to be a politician, you must invest in politics. And that's what Asiwaju have done. Honestly, he has paid the dues. No part of Nigeria has never felt the impact of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in terms of assistance to win an election. He planned it, and he said so. He has been planning it since 1999. It's not a one-day affair. Let everybody also plan well before you can get there. It's not a miracle. It's not a dash. You must work for it.
All right.
And he has done so.
Okay. So in Lagos, the Guba primaries, we got reports that Governor Sanwo-Olu was the only aspirant allowed into that venue. Also in Delta, Obioma Gege was unopposed as a consensus candidate. I want to ask you, as a party member, is that an indication of what to expect at the presidential primaries? Do you think it will become a consensus election at this point?
No, it is not the responsibility of the aspirant to determine the number of contestants. It is the screening committee who determines who is qualified to contest election. So if you didn't obtain clearance to come and to contest, what is the business of the aspirant to assist you to contest? He's also a contestant. So he's sitting down there, seeing people voting without any form of interference in whatever form. So it's up to the delegate to vote. If you are not on the ballot paper, it is just too bad for you. It is not the business of the aspirant to determine who is going to contest election. No.
That wasn't my question.
Real quickly, you are so confident that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will win. In a case where it doesn't win, will you still come out here to talk to us and be that confident or cry foul? Because you've said it now that nothing can stop him from getting it. What if, just what if, it doesn't go his way? Would you cry foul?
No, you don't allow people to outsmart you in politics and then you begin to weep. It is the opposition that must weep, not you. So we are confident that we are not weeping on Sunday and Monday. It is the opposition that will weep. And we don't have, they don't have any chance. I can bet you. Who?
Ahmed Lawan?
They have a commitment to. Ahmed Lawal had opportunity if it was possible for the National Assembly to vote, because it is a large number. But they shot them on the foot by preventing statutory delegate to vote. So where is Ahmed Lawan? He should go and contest for the Senate.
Talks about former President Goodluck Jonathan? Talks about former President Goodluck Jonathan?
No. We can never go back to that time in Nigeria. That period is gone forever. We want a clever, cerebral person to govern Nigeria now. We don't want surrogate again. We don't want people who will be complaining. This is what happened. No. We want somebody who will take responsibility for his action. You are a president of a country. The good, the bad, the ugly belongs to you. The ball top on your table. No excuses at all.
Well, I'm
That's
not
the kind
aware.
of person we need now. That will
Chief
take
Ogunlewe,
responsibility.
Senator Ogunlewe, I'm not aware that President Jonathan complained at any time. Instead, he's given credit for being a Democrat and for placing Nigeria first. However, I would like to ask you about the situation in Lagos. Governor Sanwo-Olu has been returned unopposed as the flag bearer of the party. But in the PDP, you have a gentleman they call Jandon Adediran, who is not new to politics in Lagos and who is just as involved in the nitty-gritty of politics in Lagos. What do you think would happen? Do you think that the PDP this time around will be able to beat the APC, defeat the APC in the gubernatorial election in Lagos, given the fact that they have a strong personality on the other side in PDP?
Well, I just pity them. To win an election is not ceremony. You must have the structure. You must have the membership. How is it possible for any party to defeat APC in Lagos, where they control almost every part of the structure of the populace? The councillors, all of them. The chairman of council, all of them. The governor, House of Rep, 100%. House of Assembly, 100%. So where do you start from? PDP is thoroughly handicapped to even make any impression. Yes, they can have splashes of victory in one or two constituencies, but it will not be enough to give them victory. They don't have the personnel. They don't have it's a pity. They don't have the membership. In so many polling units, they will not have agents. It's about building membership. It's about building the culture of a political party. And that's what APC have been able to do. And they have a ace in people who are in PDP. They just give them money and they will succumb and join APC on the day of the election. I have been part of it and I know what I'm talking about. They are totally handicapped.
Okay.
They don't have the personnel at all.
Okay. On that note, thank you very much, Senator Ogunlewe, for joining us on the morning show.